This very special Monday, Memorial Day. Here's a flyover honoring our soldiers. A group of F-16s from the Colorado Air National Guard flying over this afternoon. Sky 9 with a terrific view of that. There were many who gathered at Fort Logan National Cemetery this morning, honoring those fallen men and women who have served our country.
There is an effort at all national cemeteries to place an American flag at each and every headstone.
We remember, let's go to our families, we remember. Because the who and the when and the how is etched on our hearts, that we will always remember and never forget our loved ones.
Today, a man named George Apodaca came to Fort Logan to remember all of the veterans, but especially to remember his dad. Jose Apodaca served in the Army during World War II, saw a lot of action during his tour. He rarely, though, spoke about it to his son George. It was only when he saw his father's military records that he found out what he had gone through. 33 years have now passed since he lost his dad, but for George, it's still difficult.
I mean, you get used to the idea, but every once in a while you just think, maybe.
What do you think?
That maybe you might see him, maybe you might not. But you know he's gone.
I'll see you around.
Of course, one of the final honors available to all of our nation's vets is the burial benefits, but it often goes unused. We're going to have more on that coming up at about 4:30.
In Brighton, it was also a day to remember the nation's military veterans. For after several years of planning and construction, the new Adams County Veterans Memorial finally opened. 9 News reporter Matt Jablow now tells us that today's ceremony had all the usual pomp and circumstance, as well as one very special guest.
Oh, say, can you see?
Yeah, it's a great day for me. It brings back a lot of memories.
Even though he has never lived in Adams County, or anywhere in the state for that matter.
Of course, I was born and raised in Texas.
Ken Jones says coming here this Memorial Day somehow felt very familiar.
It reminds me of being home, because when I was living on the Colorado, that was my home.
From 1943 to 1945, Seaman Second Class Ken Jones served on the USS Colorado.
We were getting ready, credited with shooting down 11 kamikazes.
A battleship that played an important role in the U.S. military's Pacific operations.
I was a first loader on a 40mm anti-aircraft gun on the starboard side.
On Monday, Ken was the guest of honor at the opening of the new Adams County Veterans Memorial in Brighton. The centerpiece of which is a replica of the USS Colorado.
In 3, 2, 1.
Now 96 years old and still living in Texas, Ken says he and his wife make it to Colorado as often as they can.
We used to pull our trailer up in the Rockies sometime and camp up there where the snow-covered mountains are.
He says the word Colorado will always have a special place in his heart because of memories now nearly 80 years old, and he intends to keep coming back to the state for ceremonies like this as long as he can.
I will if they invite me, and if I'm still alive.
In Brighton, Matt Jablow, 9 News.
Ken served in the military until 1949. When he left, he became a high school history teacher at public schools in Texas. He retired in 1984.
So on this Memorial Day, we take a live look outside. This is the scene in Greeley right now. Beautiful day to be outside in Colorado. Now, as far back here in Denver, taking a look at downtown, Ball Arena, hoping to host some finals games very soon. A great day today to hit the trails, bike around the city. If you're going to have a Monday off, Greg, Monday today is a pretty good one.
Yeah, you said it is really nice. I can tell you right now I'm outside in the 9 News backyard. Plenty of sunshine, maybe a few clouds up in the sky, but if you do plan on going outside this afternoon and even into this early evening, wear sunscreen and drink plenty of water. Let's get a look at that forecast for us. As it's not sunny everywhere, we do have a few showers and storms rolling through the picture, mainly through northeastern Colorado, where we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. And that, of course, is for Logan, Phillips, and Sedgwick counties. That severe thunderstorm watch is expected to last up until 9 o'clock this evening. Temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s, 78 degrees in Colorado Springs. Good afternoon, Leadville. We're sitting at 63 degrees. Eagle at around 77. Grand Junction in the middle 80s for us there. Now, for the most part today, we are going to be dry in the metro area. Through early tomorrow, the skies are expected to clear out as we prepare for yet another nice day, at least another nice start to the day. And then a few showers and maybe even a rumble or two roll right back into the picture between 3 and 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Overnight low temperatures tonight sinking right back down into the upper 40s and lower 50s. Here's what we need to know moving forward. A few clouds in the city for us as temperatures stay in the 70s and 80s. And isolated storms this evening out towards the eastern plains. But we do have daily rain chances moving forward. I'm going to talk about that and a whole lot more coming up.
Thank you, Greg. We know this week could bring us some interesting weather, as they like to say in the weather department. This morning, thousands of runners, walkers, bananas, and at least one cow were in the Boulder Boulder for that in Boulder. It's always quite a show. An estimated 100,000 folks showed up to see 40,000 people or so hit the streets, running, jogging, walking, doing whatever. This was the 43rd year for the event, which starts at 30th and Walnut with music and entertainment throughout. It all wraps up at Folsom Field. Lots of interesting running outfits in the crowd. Well, that's a blur right there. Woo, really fast. We did see a cow, a bunch of bananas, and others. Our Erica Lopez spoke to a banana this morning.
This is the fun part of the morning. I think I might have found the most fun squad. I've got Chad here who's going to speak for all the bananas. Just answer why. Why did you choose this costume?
We do it for fun more than anything else. We do the Boulder Boulder every year. We always have the bananas. We come in a truck. We just run and walk and jog and then a lot of walking. And we make it to the end and we have such a great time every year.
As far as the non-bananas, Connor Mantz actually was the fastest man today. He outsprinted Alex Masai to the line to win the men's division. The women's division, Emily Durgan.
Yeah.
So good day.
And I think I heard Connor did the Boston Marathon right like a month ago, and there was some discussion about like what your recovery is after this. I know nothing about running, Tom, but that was impressive that he was able to pull this off, because usually there's that window. Yeah, okay, I'm just committing for that. Anyway, all I know is that Connor was impressive.
Nice job.
Yeah, congrats to Connor and Emily.
All right, let's talk hoops now. Tonight, we finally find out who the Nuggets are going to play in the NBA Finals. Game 7 for the Heat and Celtics in Boston. Nuggets fans have had quite the wait after the Nuggets swept the Lakers last Monday. And that lull inspired Nuggets fan and former 9 Newser Ben McKee to pass the time with story time about Nikola Jokic. McKee remembers a couple of years ago that he was waiting in a line for a vaccine at the Walgreens near 1st and Broadway when he spotted Jokic looking flustered. He was sifting through diapers, asking pharmacists questions about the best baby wipes. He said he's just like us. McKee posted that story on Twitter, and all of a sudden he had a thread full of other everyday Denver encounters with the Joker. One person spotted him walking around Cherry Creek Mall with a giant pretzel. Another beat him at skee-ball at Dave & Buster's.
I think that in any other sports market, you wouldn't necessarily have that connection, or that even like I see them walking at my park, or I see them in my grocery store looking for the things that I'm looking for. I think people are people, regardless of whether they're the best basketball player in the world or they're me.
Well, sometimes like an Avalanche player can walk by and you might think there goes a guy. But when you're 7 feet tall. Yeah.
I know, and how many times do you think he gets if somebody doesn't recognize him right away, wow, do you play basketball? I mean, what does he say?
I think he answers in Serbian.
I would say, I'd say whatever I want back to him. No. But that's kind of those are cool stories. I heard there were just so many great ones. We have that story coming up.
We're going to talk about that a little bit more with Steve Stager coming up at 5 o'clock, and also much more on the Nuggets coming up over the next hour and a half as we continue to get ready for the NBA Finals. Thousands of events, of course, today all around the country, honoring the sacrifice that soldiers have made for generations.
And on this Memorial Day, we want to discuss mental health with a veteran here in Denver working to help his brothers and sisters.